Hi, in this video we're going to look at the topic of compound measures, and in particular we're going to look at density. This is a GCSE higher and foundation topic, so it could appear on both papers, and it might be either on a calculator or non-calculator paper, but typically they appear on calculator papers. With this video, there's also going to be a worksheet available that you can download on YouTube. So just check the comment section on YouTube and you'll be able to download a video, download a worksheet to be able to help you and to be able to practice this topic. As ever, if you need any help, you can contact me, Mr_G_Walton on Twitter, or you can follow us at Tupton Maths. Okay, what are we going to do in this video? Well, we're going to be able to calculate either density, mass or volume if we're given two of these three things. So given two of them, we'll be able to calculate the other. We're also going to be able to look at density, mass or volume in a more functional kind of way. And finally, we might look at population density or some other similar compound density measures. They're actually all very, very similar in terms of the way that they work. And in fact, if you've already mastered the topic of compound measures with speed, this is not going to pose you any great difficulties either. It's very, very similar to the speed, distance, time triangle, and we're going to do something along those lines. Okay, here we go. Let's make a start and let's look at our first example. This question says a solid cuboid is made of brass. It measures 4 centimeters by 2 centimeters by 3 centimeters and it weighs 204 grams. Calculate the density of the brass. Now, with density, there's a clue in the answer box. Down here it says G/cm cubed, grams per centimeter cubed. So if all else fails when you're doing this topic in an exam, always look to see what units are given for you. Okay, I'll show you how that might be helpful in a second. When we're doing these, we're going to use this idea that density is mass divided by volume. And mass is given as, in this case, grams. We're told in the question what its mass is. It says it weighs 204 grams. So mass is 204. The volume we'll have to work out, and then we'll be able to work out the density. But this bit here, grams per centimeter cubed, is basically the mass over the volume. So the clue is in the unit when we're looking at density. Another way that you might think about it is a bit like your speed, distance, time triangle, where we've got density is, so density, let's just rub that out and do it again, do it neatly. So we've got density is mass divided by volume. There we go. We can use our triangle to help us with our calculations if we're not confident in rearranging formulas. Okay, let's put some numbers in. Let's see what we can work out then. Well, we know the mass. Okay, so that's a good start. We've got 204 divided by. Now what we need to do is work out the volume. The volume of this cuboid here, well, the volume of any cuboid is we work out the area of the face and we times it by how deep it is. The area of the face is 4 centimeters along by 3 centimeters up, so the area of the face is 12 centimeters squared. Times it by how deep it is, that's 2, so we've got 24 centimeters cubed. So we're going to do 204 divided by 24, and we're going to do that on our calculator, which is going to give us 8.5. So the answer to this calculation is that the density of the brass is 8.5 grams per centimetre cubed. Remember that the divide line means per. Okay. Not too tricky at all. The important things to remember is you can use the density, mass, volume triangle. If you forget that, remember that the units can help us. Let's look at our second example. Here we've got a block of aluminium and it's in the shape of a cuboid. It measures 12 centimetres by 25 centimetres by 8 centimetres, and we're told that the density of the aluminium is 2.7 grams per centimetre cubed. This time we've got to work out the mass of it. Okay, so mass you also think of as weight, but we more specifically we're talking about mass in this instance. Let's see if we can remember how to do it. So we're going to first of all do density is mass divided by volume. And we've got some information in the question. We already know that the density is 2.7. We're trying to work out the mass. So you'll remember when we do these that to work out the mass, you cover over this one. We're going to do density multiplied by volume. So we're doing that mass is the density multiplied by the volume. Okay, well we know the density. Density is 2.7. That's the easy bit. Let's work out the volume of the cube. So the volume of the cube we'll do over here, and it's these three sides multiplied together, or if you prefer, we work out the area of the face and multiply it by how deep this shape is. So the area of the face is 12 times 8, which is going to give me 96 centimetres squared. So the area of this part is 96 centimetres squared. We then need to multiply it by how deep the shape is, which is 25 centimetres. So 96 times 25 is going to give me 2400. So the volume is 2400 centimetres cubed. Okay, well to work out the mass, we take 2400 and multiply it by 2.7. And that's going to tell us the answer that we're looking for, which is going to be 6480 grams. 6480 grams. It might be that the question asks you to turn it into kilograms, and you need to be confident in doing that. If we were to do that, we could say it's also the same as 6.48 kilograms, just in case it asks. Let's look at a third example. In this example, it says the area of Trinidad and Tobago is 1,980 square miles. The population density is 460 people per square mile. Work out the population of Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, well, this isn't anything to do with mass and volume, but it's a very similar thing. Let's see if we can pick apart what's going on here. The population density is 460 people per square mile. So if we were to kind of say that it's people per square mile, well, I could write that slightly differently. Instead of per, I could say people divided by square mile. Okay, remember that per just means divide by. Well, what information have we got? Well, we know how many square miles there are, and we know that the population density is 460. So we can say that 460 equals the number of people divided by how many square miles it is, which is 1980. Okay, well, this is just a simple equation that we can solve. 460 is something divided by 1980. To rearrange this, we're going to multiply both sides by 1980. In effect, 1980 is going to come to the top, so we've got 1980, and that is going to be multiplied by 460. Okay, and this should tell us how many people there are in Trinidad and Tobago. So 1980 multiplied by 460. Now, I'm using my calculator for this, but this could equally be on a non-calculator paper, and you're going to be expected to use some method of long multiplication. But we've got this answer, just under 1 million people, so 910,800 people live on Trinidad and Tobago. Now, I didn't write down a formula for working out population density or anything like that. I just used the question. The question's really helpful, and the units, when we're doing density, are the key to this. Where it says people per square mile, that was what I wrote down first, and I turned my per into a divide. That was the key to this. Here are a couple of questions for you to have a quick go at. These are not particularly challenging ones, but I want to make sure that you can understand it. There are some more difficult questions in the worksheet that you can download. Have a go at these, pause the video, and I'll show you the answers in a second. Okay, so hopefully the first thing you've done is density is mass divided by volume. We'll use our triangle to help us work these out. First of all, we're working out density. So we're working out this one. We're going to do mass divided by volume. We've got the mass here and we've got the volume given straight away. So all we need to do is do 44800 divided by 5, and that will tell us our density. And here we've got kilograms per meter cubed. This is kilograms, this is meter cubed. I don't even need to turn any of my units into anything else. I can just simply do the sum, and that's going to give me 8960 kilograms per meter cubed. For the second one, we're working out the mass, and this time it says the density of zinc is 7130 kilograms per meter cubed. We're working out mass, so we're going to do density multiplied by volume. So this case we've got 7130. We're going to multiply it by the volume, which is 5 meters cubed, and that's going to give us our answer. Again, I'm doing it on my calculator, but you might be asked to do this without a calculator using a long multiplication method. 3650 kilograms. And again, we don't need to change any of the units. This is a typical sort of question that you might find towards the end of a GCSE foundation paper or near the beginning of a higher paper. Okay, at this point then, this is the time when you can start to make your revision card notes. As ever, we do this in the towards the end of the videos. Hopefully you're starting to make some cards and you can flick through those at any time. Just the key concepts that we're thinking of here. So density is mass divided by volume. You can use your little triangle like this. What I would say is make sure that you read the question carefully, and in particular look at the units. The units are going to really help you. We haven't had to do it in this video, but sometimes you might need to convert some units, maybe between grams and kilograms or centimeters and meters. And if that's the case, make sure that if you're converting between centimeters squared and meters squared, you take into account that it's the square of these things. So you just be really careful that you don't just do it very simply and make any mistakes. And if you're asked to do something to do with population density, remember it's the number of people per either square metre or square mile. And the per mean, per word, as ever, means divide. Okay, hopefully you found this video useful. Good luck as ever in your exams. Keep watching the videos, keep revising, and I'll see you soon. Bye.